Do you consume any of these drinks every day without realizing they might be sabotaging your blood sugar? Many seem healthy, but they contain hidden sugars that cause rapid spikes in blood sugar. Stick with me until the end and discover which popular drinks may be impacting your diabetes control. Sweetened beverages are more dangerous than solid foods. The liquid sugar enters the bloodstream quickly, causing immediate spikes. Experts warn against this, and many people don't even realize that this is the problem. Drink 10. Regular soda. Regular soda is one of the most consumed beverages in the world, and precisely for this reason it deserves special attention when it comes to diabetes and blood glucose control. At first glance, it seems harmless, refreshing, tasty, easy to find at any meal, party, or leisure time. But behind this light appearance lies an absurd amount of sugar. An average glass of soda can easily contain between 25 and 40 grams of sugar, which is equivalent to 6, 8, or even 10 teaspoons poured directly into the body. Visualizing it this way has an immediate impact. It's practically liquid sugar entering your system in just a few minutes. The big problem with liquid sugar is the speed at which it is absorbed. Unlike solid foods, which undergo a slower digestive process and contain fiber that helps modulate glucose release, soda releases sugar into the bloodstream almost instantly. This causes rapid spikes in blood glucose, forcing the body to react by releasing large amounts of insulin. For people with diabetes, these repeated spikes become especially harmful, overloading the body and making it difficult to control blood sugar. Furthermore, many people underestimate the impact of soda because it's not perceived as real food. It's consumed quickly, sometimes unconsciously, and incorporated into daily routines as a light and pleasurable habit. But each sip contributes to a significant increase in blood glucose, and the effect accumulates over time. It's a detail that goes unnoticed, but it can make a big difference in the metabolic health of those living with diabetes. Another important point is the false sense of control that soda provides. It's present in social situations, parties, and meals, and many people think it's just once, or I'll compensate later. The problem is that, even when consumed sporadically, liquid sugar causes spikes that the body cannot ignore. And when this consumption becomes routine, even in small amounts, the cumulative effect can be devastating. It increases insulin resistance, promotes inflammation, and makes it difficult to maintain stable blood glucose levels. Soda offers no nutritional benefits. It has no fiber, relevant vitamins, or substances that help to satiate hunger. On the contrary, it levers sugar, high speedy, without generating a feeling of satiety. Often, it causes more cravings shortly afterward, creating a cascading effect that further impairs diabetes control. When the real impact of this beverage is understood, it ceases to be just an occasional pleasure and begins to be seen for what it really is: one of the biggest liquid traps for blood sugar. It's practically liquid sugar, and every sip counts. Recognizing this is the first step towards making more conscious choices and protecting health, reducing unnecessary sugar spikes, and providing more stability in diabetes control. Drink 9. Fruit juice up to 100% natural. Even 100% natural fruit juices can be dangerous for people with diabetes. Without the fiber of the whole fruit, the sugar is absorbed quickly, causing blood sugar spikes. Many believe they are healthy choices, But this is one of the biggest liquid traps: rapid absorption. Lots of sugar and little control over blood sugar. This one surprises many people. Drink 8. Energy drinks. Energy drinks are popular among those seeking more energy, whether at work, at the gym, or to combat daily fatigue. The problem is that they combine large amounts of sugar with caffeine, creating a double effect that overloads the body. Liquid sugar causes rapid spikes in blood glucose, while caffeine stimulates the nervous system and can hinder the action of insulin. This combination gives an immediate feeling of energy, but the effect is short-lived, and soon after, the body experiences a sharp drop in energy and instability in blood sugar. For people with diabetes, frequent consumption of these products can lead to constant spikes, impairing blood glucose control and increasing the risk of long-term complications. Because they seem functional, many people consume them daily without realizing the real impact on their bodies. Recognizing this is essential for making conscious decisions about what to drink and protecting metabolic health. Drink 7. Ready-made industrial teas. Reagito drink. Commercially produced teas are a classic example of how marketing can deceive consumers. The packaging conveys a healthy image, with words like natural, light, and well-being, soft colors, and photos of fresh leaves. But the reality behind these drinks is quite different. Many of these teas contain as much sugar as a regular soda. Diabetes experts warn that frequent consumption can cause almost immediate glucose spikes, impairing blood sugar control. The problem is that sugar is often disguised under names like syrup, concentrate, or sucrose, which makes the actual amount go unnoticed. Therefore, the most important tip is simple but powerful. Always read the label. Look at the nutritional information and the list of ingredients. And don't be fooled by appearances or marketing promises alone. With this guide, it's possible to make better choices and avoid unnecessary impacts on blood sugar, maintaining more control over daily health and well-being. Drink 6. Sweetened coffee shop coffees. Sweetened coffee from cafes has become part of many people's routines. Whether to start the day right, have a refreshing break, or simply as a moment of pleasure. The problem is that behind that beautiful and aromatic drink lies a large amount of hidden sugar, flavored syrups, whipped cream, sweetened milk, and other additions that transform coffee into a veritable liquid dessert. For those with diabetes, each sip can cause rapid spikes in blood sugar, often without the person realizing it. It's easy to be misled because the idea of drinking coffee seems healthy and even comforting. But the truth is that these drinks are loaded with extra sugars and calories. Therefore, it's more than just a regular drink. It's more of a dessert than coffee. Recognizing this helps raise awareness about the impacts on blood, sugar, and encourages more balanced choices without giving up the pleasure of a good coffee, but in a conscious and safe way for health. Drink 5. Sports drinks. Sports drinks were created specifically for high-performance athletes who need to quickly replenish electrolytes and energy during intense and prolonged training. They contain sugar and rapidly absorbed carbohydrates, as well as minerals such as sodium and potassium, which help replace what is lost through sweat. The problem is that many people consume these drinks daily without engaging in intense physical activity, believing they are healthy or energizing. For people with diabetes, this habit can be especially harmful because liquid sugar rapidly raises blood glucose levels unnecessarily and without any real benefit to the body. Even small amounts consumed regularly can generate constant spikes in blood sugar, making it difficult to control blood glucose and increasing the risk of long-term complications. Understanding the purpose of these drinks is essential. They are not for casual daily consumption, but rather for situations of high physical demand. Recognizing this helps in making more conscious decisions, avoiding unnecessary impacts on metabolic health, and maintaining blood sugar control. Drink for sweetened vitamin drinks. Pre-made or processed vitamin drinks seem like a healthy choice, especially for those seeking convenience and believing they are consuming something nutritious. But the reality is quite different. Many of these drinks contain large amounts of added sugar to improve flavor and extend shelf life. Even when the label indicates natural fruits or no added sugar, it is common to find high concentrations of syrups or caloric sweeteners that rapidly increase blood glucose levels. The problem is that, when consumed as liquids, these sugars are absorbed almost immediately by the body, causing spikes that the body needs to compensate for with a rapid insulin response. For those with diabetes, this represents a constant challenge, as blood glucose control becomes unstable. Furthermore, the perception of consuming something healthy reduces attention to the amount of sugar ingested, creating a cumulative effect that goes unnoticed throughout the day. It's a classic example of how appearance and marketing can deceive, transforming an apparently nutritious drink into a liquid sugar trap. Drink 3 chocolate milk. Chocolate milk is another beverage that, despite seeming harmless, can have a significant impact on blood sugar levels. It combines the lactose in milk, which is already a natural sugar, with added sugar to improve the flavor, creating a highly glycemic mixture. Many people consume it at breakfast or as a quick snack, without realizing how much sugar they are ingesting. A glass of chocolate milk can contain between 20 and 30 grams of sugar, depending on the brand, and this sugar is quickly absorbed, causing spikes in blood glucose. For people with diabetes, the effect is immediate and repeated, as this beverage is often consumed daily or at recurring times of the day. Furthermore, because it is seen as a children's food or a comfort food, the sense of awareness about the risks is lower, causing the real impact to go unnoticed. Recognizing that something seemingly innocent can be as potent as a soft drink helps change perceptions about daily choices and gain more control over what goes into the body. Drink to sweet alcoholic drinks. Finally, sweet alcoholic drinks combine 2 elements that directly impact blood glucose levels: sugar and alcohol. Added syrups, liqueurs, and juices create a beverage with a high sugar content, while alcohol interferes with how the body processes insulin, making blood sugar control even more difficult. This combination generates blood glucose spikes that can be dangerous for people with diabetes, especially when consumed on social occasions, parties, or weekends. The perception that the drink is just for fun or a moment of leisure diminishes attention to the real impact on the body. In addition, the cumulative effect of frequently consumed sweet, alcoholic beverages increases the risk of glycemic instability and long-term complications. Understanding how these drinks work and recognizing that they are not just liquid pleasure is essential for making conscious choices, balancing leisure time with maintaining health and blood glucose control. Drink 1. Sugary industrialized soda. It's time to talk about the drink that tops our list, the one that truly causes the biggest spike in blood glucose, sugary industrialized soda. Although many already suspect the impact of regular soda, the industrialized version, especially the most popular ones with high fructose corn syrup, raises blood glucose like no other drink. Each sip delivers an absurd amount of liquid sugar that enters the bloodstream in minutes, practically without barriers. For those with diabetes, this means rapid and high glucose spikes, requiring the body to release large amounts of insulin to try to compensate, and even then compromise, creating that high and low effect that is difficult to control. What makes this drink even more dangerous is the combination of factors. It offers no fiber, protein, or significant vitamins, only pure sugar in liquid form. Furthermore, the perception of immediate pleasure, the sweet taste, and the ease of consumption cause people to ingest large volumes without realizing the real impact. A medium-sized glass can easily contain more than 35 grams of sugar, the equivalent of 8 or 9 teaspoons poured into the body at once. When repeated throughout the day, or even in moderate daily doses, the effect accumulates, impairing blood glucose control and increasing the risk of insulin resistance, inflammation, and cardiovascular complications. Another important point is that this beverage is often consumed unconsciously. It's present at parties, restaurants, meetings, quick snacks, and even in the routine of those who believe they are making lighter choices. But the reality is that every sip counts and has an immediate effect on blood sugar. It's practically liquid sugar in its most concentrated form, and the body responds quickly, sometimes even before you notice the effects. Therefore, for those who need to maintain stable blood glucose levels, this beverage represents one of the biggest daily challenges. Recognizing the impact of processed soda is essential. It's not just about reducing consumption out of fear, but about being aware of what enters the body and how it affects diabetes control. Replacing or reducing this beverage can generate significant changes in blood, glucose stability, daily energy, and even overall well-being. It's a simple step, but with a big impact, because each conscious decision helps create healthier and more lasting habits. Knowledge about how this beverage acts in the body allows you to transform daily choices. Knowing that each sip has an immediate effect helps you realize that it's not just any drink, it's something that directly influences the metabolic health and routine of those living with diabetes. Identifying these patterns and making small changes is already a powerful motivator. Glucose spikes protect the body and improve blood glucose control. Therefore, when looking at processed soda, it's worth remembering it's not just a matter of taste or momentary pleasure. It's a decision that impacts the body in real time and should be made consciously. Replacing it with water, unsweetened tea, or natural beverages with a low glycemic index can make a huge difference, showing that knowledge, combined with practical action, transforms health into real results in everyday life. It's no exaggeration to say this is one of the worst drinks for people with diabetes. Understanding exactly why it acts this way helps to realize that not all everyday consumption choices are neutral Many of them have direct and immediate effects on health. Comment below. I'm on this journey too. Now that you've seen all the drinks that can impact your blood sugar, from regular soda to the one that tops our list, sugary processed soda, it's time to understand the big picture and how to use this knowledge in practice. What is clear is that the liquid sugar present in so many of these drinks has a much faster and more intense effect on the body than solid foods. Unlike fruits, grains, or proteins, which are digested gradually and provide energy over time, liquid sugar enters the bloodstream directly, causing almost immediate glucose spikes. These frequent spikes are dangerous for those with diabetes, prediabetes, or who are simply seeking to maintain stable metabolic health. They not only make it difficult to control blood sugar, but also increase the risk of insulin resistance, inflammation, cardiovascular changes, and energy fluctuations that affect daily life. We've seen that the most dangerous drinks aren't always obvious. Fruit juices, for example, especially processed ones or even 100% natural ones, can be deceiving due to their healthy appearance. But without the fiber of the whole fruit, the sugar is absorbed quickly, generating blood sugar spikes. Energy drinks combine sugar and caffeine, creating a double effect that overloads the body and causes instability in blood sugar. Ready-made processed teas and sweetened coffees from cafes, with syrups, whipped cream, and hidden sweeteners, show how marketing can lead us to seemingly harmless but highly glycemic choices. Esportes drain vitamins, chocolate milk, and sweet alcoholic drinks complete the list, showing that the problem is not just in soft drinks. Liquid sugar is present in many everyday situations, often without us realizing it. Reflecting on all this, the main lesson is that knowledge is power. Understanding what's in the glass is as important as paying attention to what's on the plate. Small changes in beverage choices can have a huge impact on blood glucose stability, daily energy, well-being, and even the prevention of long-term complications. This doesn't mean cutting out all flavors or living with severe restrictions, but rather raising awareness, learning to read labels, identifying hidden sugars, and opting for safer alternatives that provide hydration and pleasure without overloading the body. The transformation begins with attention to detail, realizing that seemingly healthy juice, the sweet coffee from the coffee shop, or the daily energy drink may be affecting more than just the taste. Each conscious choice represents a step towards having more control over your own health and autonomy over your body. When you understand the relationship between beverages and blood glucose, you start making smart decisions that add up in your routine and generate real results. This mindset is powerful because it transforms simple habits into strategic actions of self-care, showing that diabetes prevention and control can be accessible and practical, without the need for extreme measures or unnecessary sacrifices. If you've made it this far, take a moment to reflect. Which of these drinks do you consume frequently without even realizing the impact? The first step is to recognize patterns and identify opportunities for change. And that's exactly where you can act. Simple substitutions, gradual reduction, or alternative options can make a huge difference in your daily life, improving blood glucose stability, energy, and overall well-being. Every small decision adds up, and the knowledge gained today allows you to transform your routine in a practical, real, and sustainable way. So, if you identified with any of these situations, leave the phrase "I'm with you" until the end in the comments to show that you've made it this far and are ready to reflect on your choices. Also, feel free to give a natural like if the content made sense to you, because that helps maintain the connection and shows that this information is truly useful. And to continue this journey, there's a video here that complements this topic with more practical tips for controlling blood glucose and making smart choices in your daily life. Click and stay with me there. The idea is to transform knowledge into action, learning to take care of your body with attention, awareness, and safety without giving up the pleasure of living well. Remember, every sip matters, and the change begins when we understand the real effect of drinks on the body. From that moment on, you will have more control over your blood sugar, more autonomy over your health, and more clarity to make decisions that really matter. Turning knowledge into habit is the key to a more balanced, healthy, and energetic life. And this journey doesn't have to be lonely. Sharing experiences in the comments, reflecting on your choices, and continuously learning about the impact of what you consume helps create a more conscious, light, and sustainable routine. In the end, the message is simple but powerful. It's not about fear or guilt, but about information, awareness, and small actions that make a big difference. Each conscious choice of beverage is a step towards more stability, more health, and more quality of life. And the best part, you already have the knowledge you need to act. Take advantage, reflect, adjust your habits, and feel the difference in your daily life. If you've made it this far, congratulations on following every detail of this journey about beverages that impact blood sugar. Did you enjoy the content? Give it a like, subscribe for more valuable tips. Comment "I'm with you" until the end, and there's a video here that complements this topic. Click on it and continue watching.